you just let yourself go, or did your beard shape itself that way?
I just let myself go.
It's got a salty.
Yeah, I know. It makes me look old, is what your classy way of saying that.
See, I'm classy. I was gonna say it looks good on you.
Oh well, thank you.
No problem.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical of Movies at an After Party. This would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before watching any further.
Because we've got spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we cannot wait to share them.
Good, bad, weird, or gross.
We will pass judgment on them all.
Today.
I'll switch it up there, man.
Can we do that again, please? No, that's the tag. That's the tagline for the movie.
Oh.
My name is Steve.
That was good.
I'm here with
Phil
and
John.
Today we're covering Boss Level.
Yeah.
This was my pick. It was recommended to me by Amazon Prime, and this is Frank Grillo, Mel Gibson, and a director by the name of Joe Carnahan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's great. We've been doing a lot of reviews of some heavy emotional movies lately.
Yeah.
I think we needed this one. We need some Boss Level. We need some. Thank you, Amazon Prime, for telling Steve. He's like, it's like Jeff Bezos' little angel on the show. You need to watch Boss Level.
Something a little light. Yeah.
And forget about this and buy lots of things from Amazon. Anyways, I had a lot of fun with this movie. This movie is just...
It was fun.
It's just basically Groundhog Day, but on steroids and action and violence.
It was a bunch of stupid fun. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And go ahead.
It's executed pretty good. If you go for the ride,
yes,
it's pretty well done, and it's got a lot of pretty spectacular things going on, and it's a fun concept from a tired kind of genre.
Yeah, well, like one that's been done, the repeating over, yes, and they did it so well. Because the most annoying thing about Groundhog Day is that you just have to go over and over the same shit. They did enough to make you understand. The viewer understood that we're repeating, but they didn't waste time on the repeating factor of it.
Yeah,
and so
they kept it fresh because he went through as I understand, he went through different parts of the day longer, and he experienced more of the day. He figured it out. We figured it out with him, and it was pretty well executed, I thought. And then, and hell, it's funny, right? And violence shouldn't be funny, but there's a lot of funny, violent, cartoonish things. Like how many times his head gets cut off, and on and on and on.
It was pretty fun in a lot of ways. It was fun. I could pick at some of the continuity, but. We join our hero on the 139th time, and he's already really bored of the process.
So he just enjoys the moment they're getting drunk when we join him, right?
Yeah. He finds. I guess the first 24 times he made his way to a bar, and then that's what he does every time after.
Right. He found this little sweet spot where he's like, if I can make it to the bar, I get to have some fun and get drunk.
Until they eventually find me at this time, right?
Right.
Yeah, and it gets really pretty deep insane after that, right? Because he goes beyond that. But he's like, so like it's an action movie, so he knows everything that's gonna try to come at him. for that point, and he keeps having to die to learn to counter the things that he's encountering constantly.
It's really what it is. It's a game of probability, and if there's any chance, you got all these people that want to kill this one guy, right? And if there's any chance of survival, that's his puzzle, and he, but he's got, if there's any chance, he's going to figure it out, because on the 100,000th time, he's not aging in this. Remember this? So he's doing time. So what, the millionth time, eventually, if it can be done, a guy's going to figure it out. Either that or just be insane and just
that's the
caught in this loop of getting killed. Right?
But the thing is, how does he ever know that he's not going to wake up the next time or be alive?
Well, at some point, I think you don't care. You're probably actually hoping you don't, right?
And I think he knows that. At a certain point, he's like, whatever. But Naomi Watts' character, is that his wife in the movie? Who's barely in the movie?
His ex-wife.
Ex-wife, Gemma Wells.
Still carrying a torch for it.
At some point, she tries to explain this thing, and it just like the whole, I don't know, the sci-fi part of that I didn't get, and I don't care. It was just fun watching them come alive.
She's making a time machine. That was her job.
She made it, but somehow she allows him to be the guinea pig and be the test bunny. So
she knew things were going bad. She knew.
Yeah, she knew her days were numbered. She was about to. She didn't agree with what they were doing. She thought, this guy, my boss, is a bad man to have this power, and I got to stop this. And she knew by her efforts to stop it was going to lead to her demise. So she started calculating a plan to, use this technology for something that's going to save her life, and two, stop these evil bastards. Right?
Wasn't it
evil bastards?
Situation?
Bastards,
yeah.
Yeah.
So where to begin with all the crazy ways he died in this movie? Like, he dies constantly. How many times did he end up? What was the number they got to? Like 200 and something?
Yeah.
I think he broke 200, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he broke 200. He spent a lot of time with his son after he found a way to remove the tracker. It was nice little touches like that, the tracker. It was a slow process. He uncovered more and more things. She's alive at the beginning of the day, and then okay, what can I do?
Yes.
He had to train up. This movie makes me think of a video game, and thus the name of the movie, Boss Level, because you have to fight a boss. You all know it's like Double Dragon or whatever video game we can think of. So he had to keep dying like a video game to figure out how to beat the next thing. But like you said, Steve, I love the little touches where he gets to hang out with his son at the arcade. He gets to, do things, like fun things after a while.
Well, and I love there were subtleties in this that, the first time you're going through it, they seem insignificant. But then it becomes a bigger factor. So, for example, they're at the cafe or the bar where he goes in. There's a champion sword fighter, which seems insignificant when we first hear that. Doesn't seem like that's really an important part of this movie. But of course, it does become that a very important part of the movie, right? And so it's neat how they did that stuff. They just brought these little things, these little tidbits, and and for example, the other one, the security guy, seems like just a pain in the ass they have to deal with when we first start seeing him. It's blabbermouth talking about security, but suddenly he becomes extremely important because and so it's neat. I like that when you're I didn't expect a deep movie, and it's an action movie. But it's better than your average action movie because it had some real cool twists on an old tired genre, being Groundhog Day thing and the action blah blah blah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
I love the inventive ways that he tried to do things. Like that scenes where he's trying to jump the fence, break with the car and security, trunk with propane or something and blows up a bunch of guys. And he has to train to fight that martial sword fight. He has to train to get to that expertise and it's inventive. It's so witty. So sorry guys, I just love the cast enough to say like Frank Grillo, the main actor. What a fun guy. Like I love what he's in. Like he's
Did he not remind you of Ed Harris a bit? Like a younger Ed Harris in a way?
He reminded me. What came to mind for me, because maybe it's because he's Italian looking. I don't know. Is he looked like a Sylvester Stallone type guy with more functionality? I don't know. He was a fun guy.
I got to bring a problem in with this movie. Just one thing is that.
Oh my God!
If I understand this correctly, is that when he finally meets up with Naomi Watts there at the end, and she's gonna give him one last chance, but this time it's for real, right? Like, so if he didn't succeed in that last time, it would have been a complete failure. Am I understanding that correctly?
I didn't really,
because my take was on that what do they call it? Reset the machine or whatever it was she did there at the end.
Yeah.
He had to go through all the stuff that he's learned and stuff and pull it off. But it included, so here's the thing. Before she reset that machine, so that was he had one chance, I would have been like, I want to practice for, another 50 or 100 times, because one of the things that is involved in this is that to make it in time from the helicopter, he had to jump up that window and grab on a helicopter and overtake the helicopter and make it, he did it, but I really believe he had one shot. When she made the machine, that was it. He had one shot to make it happen, and he's like, let's do it, and I'm thinking, that's kind of dumb. You should practice a few more times. Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I got the impression that he went into the machine. Yeah. And then as soon as he did that, and then whatever happened that day that he was currently on, those events would continue on in perpetuity.
So what?
Okay, well, see, maybe I'm misunderstanding. But that's okay. So if that's the case, then no problem. But yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, the up the drama at the last minute movies, right? They got to crank it up a bit. It's not enough that he's dying and he's got to figure this out and he's got to beat the boss man, and he does, right? Mel Gibson's character just exists to be like Mel Gibson's great at playing bad guys.
Yeah,
he's all right.
He seems to have a really and he's got his baggage in his real life, but I enjoy him as an actor on screen, and I like to see what he's up to. And
well, yeah, he's on a hiatus, right?
He's just he's kind of blacklisted in a lot of ways. I'm sure.
Well, I feel like I haven't seen him in a long time in any movies.
Well, I'm sure he's fine because he did Passion of the Christ. He directed that, and he's got some money, I'm sure, from all that.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
He also did Hacksaw Ridge. That was
good.
Okay.
I mean, he's just.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. Okay, so towards the beginning of the movie, we get used to his daily routine, and he jumps off into this semi. Jumps out of his apartment and lands to the semi. That's part of his routine. And then he falls out, or he climbs out of the truck, and he hijacks a car, and he's immediately attacked by two ladies in a truck, right?
Yes.
Right.
Pam and whatever.
Yeah, we know their names. That's right, John.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the movie, he hijacks the helicopter and goes to the main bad guy's establishment and he brings out his minigun, and he hoses down all the rogues gallery of bad guys, including Pam and her.
How could they be there and could have been over there as well?
Oh,
exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
That's very
good catch there, Steve.
Very observant. Okay.
It was a fail.
You know what? After a while in movies like this, regarding all the madness, I kind of switch off and just enjoy the movie. But upon someone pointing it out, then I'd have to reinvest and look at it and say, "Yeah, you're right. That's a plot hole." But
I ruined it. It.
Never
the movie tried to establish there are. The movie tried to establish there are rules. Like there were rules to when he wakes up to the time, like he was bound by physical constraints. He couldn't get to destination point, whatever, without say a helicopter or some means.
Right.
And I hear you, man. How does certain things get to places, and there's so many moving parts. It's hard to keep track. So good point.
The thing I was. Go ahead.
Did you notice the name of the laboratory? The name of the company that his ex-wife works for, it was Dynow.
Oh,
Dynow.
D-Y? D-Y-N-O-W.
Corp?
No, D-Y-N-O-W. Dynow. Uh-oh.
Okay, so the weird D-Y-N-O-W?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully he comes back.
The weird thing is that for everyone who's listening here, we've lost Steve right now, but we know that when he plays a podcast, everything sounds good. So
momentarily, he's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's stalled. He's stalled.
Steve, are you back?
I'm here.
No,
I'm here. I know you might have a hard time.
Me too.
Seeing. It's okay.
Come back to us.
Okay.
Keep going, buddy.
This is always awkward.
Of course.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear us.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Do you want to get into trivia? You got lots to say, or?
Oh yeah. We can get into trivia. That might be cool.
No. It's just too soon. I have no notes on this movie. I'll mention that.
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, I didn't take notes on this movie either.
Hey, how did you like? Okay, I really like the fun sense in this movie. There's some to unpack it a bit more. The posse that keeps coming after him because he has the tracker in his tooth.
Yeah.
He finally gets that out of the way. But the inventive ways they kill him each day, and that one guy that dragged him, he harpooned him and then dragged him, and of course Roy, the main guy, gets his revenge and he gets him back. So he's so boss level, he's so next level, he's ahead of everybody, and he's constantly. He's got to live the perfect day each day to get to the next level.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, in the ultimate play, he didn't get to harpoon that guy like that. So.
Oh no, he skipped
it was
that.
One of his lies. One of his lies, he got to do that, which must have been very satisfying.
That he could skip all that to get to the main thing.
Yes,
but he had to learn every step to get, which was very smart about the movie. And Steve's got but there's plot holes. There's plot holes in every movie, and.
Especially when you're always dealing with time travel.
Time travel. This is a time travel movie, right? Right? It's a reset movie.
Yeah.
And they even got, what was the business with him getting into an ancient, what was it? It was as ancient Egyptian situation where he learns about the goddess or god or what was all that?
Oh yeah. I don't know. It was some obscure stuff. There was also a Hitler gun.
It was based on. It was why we didn't need to keep going in some weirdness, but
throw something a little more interesting. Yeah, I really like that whole Hitler gun. thing.
yeah.
I thought that was quite funny because
that was a fun little hit. He was one of the hitmen, right? Yeah, it
was a she, right? She had this gun that was Hitler's gun, right? And she paid all this money to get it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous amounts of money.
$750,000. Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
And of course, they're also cocksure, right? But they have no idea this guy's gonna come back and take care of you. Imagine having that ability to relive your day, to do everything right or wrong.
What I liked about that
experiment.
Yeah, no kidding. What I like about that Hitler thing is that gun love is something that most of the world doesn't really understand. But this movie is definitely trying to appeal to an American audience, and people. The gun love is something that we as Canadians really don't understand. We don't. We don't have gun love, but gun love is a thing. People love their guns. They decided on their make and model and all this, and they love it, And so to see someone just spend $750,000 on the gun. There's people that would respect that, that would go, that is, I understand what she's doing, that a girl, that kind of thing, right? So.
Yeah, I agree. But I think in Canada, we're like closet Americans in a lot of ways, where we love guns too, but we can't have them. But we love watching your American propaganda of movies about gun violence. Give us more, please. Yeah. Right? So we're complicit to this whole thing. Nobody gets up in Canada and go, I cannot. Please ban those American gun fetish movies.
That's
please.
Right. No, we eat it up. We eat it up every
Give
night,
us more. Please. We'd like to see
just don't let it actually happen on our streets. That's the big difference. It's like
we're like so like, we have gun laws, but we're like, give us more. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Guilty.
It's a guilty pleasure.
I love fun movies like this. I enjoy the and like I said before, it's a good break from heavy movies that we've been reviewing, and I just like the fun. Yeah. It's a movie. It's a movie.
Big, stupid, loud fun. I did enjoy that.
Loud movie like 6 Underground. Like, pick the movies we reviewed, right?
Oh, okay. I hated 6 Underground, yet I really like this movie.
Sorry. Die Hard.
I mean,
let's go on.
You know what? This trivia point, this first trivia point might speak to what John was talking about.
Oh, let's do it.
John Carnahan has been trying to make this movie for years. It was originally called Continuum, and it was written by Chris Borey and Eddie Borey in 2010. Carnahan rewrote the script and announced it in 2012 that he would direct it for 20th Century Fox. He later filmed screen tests with Frank Grillo. Fox ultimately declined not to move forward with it, reportedly disagreeing with Carnahan's choice to cast Grillo as the star. Carnahan later posted the screen tests on Twitter. Now, I think that it was the main difference, John. Joe really wanted to make this movie. He's been daydreaming about it for decades, and he wanted this thing and he loved it. He loved it. And he was very passionate. I don't think 6 Underground had that. You know what I mean?
Imagine?
Yeah. I mean, I can go. I just tell you guys, listen to our podcast about 6 Underground. You'll find out everything I didn't like about it. But that, to me, I mean, the difference there, 6 Underground was just all special effects.
Yeah, all spectacle.
Yeah, just all explosions, action, one moment to the next, just never stop.
Not
anything interesting that your brain can grab onto and find fascinating.
Not enough
character
development. And
not enough character development, but even the concept was weak. This had a really strong concept. There's this, you're grabbed into the idea. Why is this guy's day resetting? What is going on here? That was lacking from 16 Under. 16 Under was just boom, 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 and really the story was almost irrelevant. I mean, it really just, the story did not grab you.
Well, we should compare movies to movies. And I saw of the same ilk. We talked about Groundhog Day, and there's another movie, Happy Death Day, which is good. It's a horror movie with the same premise of resetting your day. Very well done. Maybe I'll pick it for a review. I say that a lot about movies. I'll pick that. Maybe.
Well, that's good. We'll never run out. We'll never run out.
We'll never run out. They're constantly coming out with more movies.
Groundhog Day movie. It's its own genre. The Groundhog Day movies, right? So, who's got next trivia?
Which one's that?
It's a short one. You take it.
Okay. May 9th, the day Roy is forced to repeat, is director Joe Carnahan's birthday. Well,
happy birthday, dude.
Yes.
Hey.
Don't get stuck on that. Well, maybe he wants to get stuck on the day. If you're going to be stuck on a day, why not your birthday?
Exactly.
Why not? If you can control the date, you go, man.
Absolutely.
That's the short term. The movie was bought by Entertainment Studios Motion Pictures in April 2018. While it was filming, it was going to be released on August 16th, 2019, but ended up missing this date. With no new date announced, in June 2020, Entertainment Studios said that they had passed on releasing it due to the final product not meeting their expectations. What?
Well, I hope it made its money back, and I hope Amazon Prime gave them a lot of money for it.
I hope so, because, on the pile of action movies, this one really pops.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And once again, we our data that you're getting from IMDb, I think, is where you get most of the data from these sheets, right? It says here a budget was $45 million, box office $1.6 million. Now, that would be a colossal failure, but we've been finding as of late that these stats are really not representative of what's really going on in the industry these days.
Well,
right? This is true. Plus the pandemic.
We're still in the pandemic. This probably didn't get the release that every movie in that time period. And I don't know what to say about that, really. It's worth seeing, guys. And if you've got Amazon Prime and you like action movies, this is cut above the rest. So
it is. As far as action movies go, this is about as good as they get.
Good action.
It's got an interesting story and
good effects, all that stuff you want, choreographing, some witty banter, good acting.
Did you find it a little anticlimactic? Because in the last boss fight, he basically just
that
doesn't even look.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've already had our good boss fight. I don't know.
Oh, how did you like the ending? Do you think they set up for a sequel? Like,
God, no, I don't think so.
Do you think it? I don't know. I
would have liked to redo the ending, and I would have liked if what I think is true, that he had one last chance to do it right, because they did the whole things in segments. We got little snippets of his day. I would have liked to see that last run, real time, where we knew that if he actually dies this time, it's done. You know what I mean? And so, because that was my understanding, but they never actually showed that that last run. They just made it with the assumption that it succeeded. But I kind of would like the tension on that. It would have raised the adrenaline factor, knowing that, and I kind of would have liked that. I think that would have been fun.
That's a great point.
Roy's line to Brent when he first reaches the compound, "I can do this all day," is a callback to Frank Grillo's role as Brock Rumlow, Crossbones, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Captain America says the line to Rumlow in Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I don't remember that. I've seen the movie, but I don't remember it.
I totally remember this line. And it's Captain America saying, "I can do this all day. I can keep fighting you, buddy." But that's probably where a lot of people know Frank Grillo from, is the Marvel. He was a character for a couple movies, right? I believe. Crossbones. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He was in he was in a few of them.
You know it's funny. Lori said she really liked the movie, which is rare for Lori to even like any actor. So she really liked. So that says something. But she said she thought the movie. She did not like Frank Grillo as Roy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing, because if you don't like the main lead character, you probably would have clicked away. Like, what holds you to the movie? You got to.
Well, I mean, I think she liked the movie, but she just thought, like, I don't think she hated him, but she said she thought she pictured other actors that would have done this better. That's what her thing is.
Oh, well,
and so I didn't have a problem with him. I thought he did good. I didn't push it too much with her as to why she didn't really. But she did mention what's the guy that those movies where the White House Down, the British guy that does these ones.
He's Scottish. You're talking about a guy from 300.
Yes.
Sorry, man, Gerald Butler.
That's who she brought up him. Said she thought he would have been a better character to do this.
I'm sure.
Better actor.
You maybe that's right. That's a good point. That's a great point. Tell your wife that's.
This guy might be a little too fit.
But I'm sure
Frank Grillo might be too fit.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's the case. If you look at Gerald,
he used to be fatter.
300, he was pretty fit, right? 300, he was pretty fit. But it's I'm sure they had their people they wanted to cast, and who knows why?
Yeah.
Who knows? As I understand it,
maybe Frank Grillo is just like really good friend. And Joe and him get along.
Really well, because we read something that he was one of the issues for financing from a particular studio in our trivia, right? So
who knows how these things get done, right?
Yeah,
so
I don't know.
It is, from my understanding of big budget movies or productions, trying to get any movie made is very difficult. So who knows? But who knows who they could have got? Like, that's an interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of movies that way. I don't look at a movie and say, "Hey, this would have been better by this guy." But when I do and stop, I think, well, maybe, I don't know. Like, it's hard to imagine.
Here, this is a throwback, but the original casting for, say, I'll pick a movie. Indiana Jones was. It was Tom Selleck. They were thinking about Tom Selleck to be Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it didn't happen. So there you go, right? Like,
there you go. You never know what you're going to get.
And who would ever think Harrison Ford couldn't be Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
I am Gwen Yun, and Gwen Yun has done this.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
There was that whole reference to Indiana Jones about the whole scene with the... Yeah.
Oh,
he has diarrhea.
There was a lot of cool touches in the movie. Like it had when our main guy, he's walking through the arcade, he's giving off like a interference that's interfering with computers and video games. What was that all about? He's like,
I think it was his transmitter in his tooth.
Yes, because it wasn't there later when he was spending time with his kid after he had removed the transmitter.
I thought you were right, Phil. I thought it was like temporal interference because it was time travel.
It's just sci-fi. Just go with it.
But it wasn't messing with it when he was playing with his kid. So
there, I like that.
So it was the transmitter. Absolutely.
This movie really was juggling a lot of balls. It was really... To pull off this in editing must have been a feat. The editing must have been nuts. And to keep this all straight when you're doing these kind of movies, I hats off to you. This is wow.
Oh, the work behind the scenes in this movie must have been probably double that of actual.
Add action into it. Like that's another level of production. It's pretty cool. I respect that kind of effort.
It was crazy that they had that helicopter show up right at the beginning, and you think, "Oh my God, this is such overkill." Why not just get the helicopter? But they really that helicopter was incredibly important to the plot of the movie.
Yes,
Well, it was a nice little clever movie that somebody cared about deeply. I think.
Well,
Yes.
you would think right off the top of the movie, if you think about this, well, why not cut right to the thing that's shooting at you first thing? Get control of that, and that ends everything. But he had to figure that out, and that's why
He had to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, when you've got the same guy, the directing and produce, like one of the producers, and writing the screenplay, you know, when I'm talking about Joe Carnahan, you know he's passionate about this movie.
Well, plus he has a vision. He has a vision, and he's a It doesn't complicate.
He's
things.
putting all aspects. He's putting his money in. He's putting his, writing in. He's putting his everything. He's putting his whole. He threw himself into this movie.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job
for him.
Sequel. Come on, Kron. There's no Kron. Fork out that money, Jeff. Jeff.
All right. We're running a little low on time. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
That was Boss Level.
We are primarily critical, and
I gotta get my notes. This is terrible. You are awesome.
Thank you. Next week, Monday at noon, we haven't decided. We're gonna.
It's a wild card.
It's a wild card.
It's gonna be fun.
Hey, I can tell you what. It's not going to be depressing from my end of things.
Don't listen to him. It could easily be a depressing.
Or maybe I'll trick your ass.
There could be the text that I could put that text that we should do the depressing movie first, which I did this week.
How about you pick a month solid of sad ass movies?
Yeah, it has happened. I love this. I can't wait to keep doing it, and I can't wait to see you. If you guys want to check out a sweater, by all means, that we can hook you up. We can hook you up.
And they're good quality. I've washed it and washed it and washed it and washed it, and it still looks grand.
So we're excited. We're excited about our gear.
And I like your touch on. I visited our own site, and I noticed that you have some QR code thing where you can tip us. Explain that, Steve, quickly.
Yeah, there's a little PayPal QR tip jar. Yeah.
Way to go, PayPal.
And, I didn't even know this. So
yeah,
PayPal
for sure. But we're less than a minute. We got to go.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.